welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we...
This is a product of the Umbrella Corporation. Our business is life itself.
Whoa, sorry guys, I don't know what the heck that was. We have no affiliation with Umbrella, I swear to God, okay? Where was I?
Unless you guys are writing checks then. In that case,
yes. That's right. We'll advertise for Umbrella Corp.
You know what? I love the Umbrella Corporation. All right.
Rihanna sang that song about them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, you know, we're the podcast where we take a look at the franchise and make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with...
Elizabeth Helly.
And...
Tyler S. Hymanson.
Oh, Tyler S. Hymanson. Okay. All right. Well, we are back talking about the Resident Evil franchise. We're just barely getting started.
Just barely getting started.
Just literally barely getting started. We talked last week about the original film, and now we're on to Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Which was only like, what, 2 years later?
Yes, this was,
Wild.
2004.
That's an insane escalation for perhaps the most dramatic escalation for your subtitle on your sequel.
I know. When I was thinking about other ones with Apocalypse, I was like, it's way down the line.
Way
like
later.
the X-Men
Yeah.
and like whatever else. I'm sure there are other ones.
Yeah, it's wild. It is wild.
Apocalypto, Apocalypse.
Yeah. That's the sequel to Jesus, right?
Yeah.
We're already... Yeah.
The Passion of the Apocalypto.
Oh, God. Well, before we get too far into things, Eliz, where can people reach out?
Yeah, you can find us on YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review wherever you're listening. Helps other people find the show. If you've already done that, we thank you.
Oh, yeah, and also email us at sequelrights@gmail.com.
Email us.
That's right. I was going to say, speaking of emails, I wanted to call out. We had a couple emails recently from some listeners. We had, a listener, August, had emailed us previously, but he emailed again here asking, he said, still love the work you guys do and the insight you provide. Now that Strangers Chapter 3 is out, I think it would be a fun franchise to cover. And the way it goes off the rails.
Oh.
Thank you for the show and keep up the good work. Oh, thank you so much, August.
We watched one of them, didn't we?
We watched in theaters Pray at Night or whatever that one was.
Oh.
It was before the chapters.
Oh, okay. Before they started chaptering?
Yeah, before they started doing the chaptering.
Okay, got it.
But we have not talked about that franchise yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't
Could
seen
be a good one.
Could be a good one. I'm not going to read the entire email from this listener, but we did also get an email from Aaron, who said, hi, if you can discuss all the Land Before Time movies, I'd love to see you talk about all the... And then there's like a long list of different movies. Like,
okay, Aaron.
Like the Shrek movies, Lion King movies. And and Aaron like includes all of the... including the directed-to-video sequels and the prequel and the remake.
Well, obviously.
So lots of All Dogs Go to Heaven, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, all these,
Indeed.
a lot of Disney's things.
I'm a big Lion King 2 fan.
Yeah.
Mufasa.
Not Mufasa.
No.
That's a prequel.
That's a prequel. Dumbass.
This guy hasn't seen Mufasa.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because he already has a brother.
That's true. That's
I always wanted a brother.
But thanks for emailing in to Aaron and August. Always great to hear from listeners. And
Indeed.
Yeah, feel free to reach out with suggestions. We're always looking for new things to do. So you never know. But I think you guys ready to get into it? Are you ready here?
I think first a treat before we jump into this movie.
Yeah, go for it.
I did hear that early press reactions to Zach Krieger's Resident Evil movie are off the charts.
Oh,
so that is something to be excited for as we go across this journey.
Yeah, there's articles out with a little more details about the plot, which I won't spoil here. But if you want to go check it out, you can see because it's kind of been under mystery and wraps here. So, and
that's what these are all heading towards. We're going to give you all the context that you do not need for that movie.
Hell
probably.
yeah.
That's right. Yep. Can't wait. I mean, I am actually excited.
Yeah, me too.
Who knows? There could be Easter eggs galore.
Galore.
That's true. You never know. All right. Well, without further ado, here is Resident Evil Apocalypse.
From the leading name in biotechnology comes Regenerate, a breakthrough from the Umbrella Corporation.
My name is Alice. I worked for the Umbrella Corporation. There was an accident, and everybody died. The trouble was, They didn't stay dead.
In the pursuit of human perfection, accidents will happen.
There's been an incident.
How bad is it? We're reopening the hive. I want to know what went on down there.
Sir, there's something in here.
The infection is spreading faster than anyone could have anticipated.
Seal the gates.
Our men are still out there.
Let's do it.
We're expendable assets. And we've just been expended.
Now, those left behind
We're gonna take you home.
must battle an enemy that will not die.
What was that?
You're gonna need more ammo.
All right, there's that rock music. Gotta love it.
How did you guys watch this?
I've got the Blu-ray.
I rented it.
I also rented it on Amazon, and I only had 24 hours to watch it because I rented it, and I kept like getting distracted by work and like falling asleep and stuff. So I kept like rolling it back because I would be watching and I'd be like, wait, where the fuck did that person come from? Or like, how did that? What?
Wait, what?
Crap! And then I like roll it back. So like. The whole intro speech that she gave in that trailer, I feel like I was like, that was in the movie like 5 times. And I'm like, oh, no. It was in the movie like twice.
I think she does say it like 3 times.
Yeah, because
she
does the voiceover in the beginning. And then later she says like almost the exact same speech like in person to the people that are like, who are you?
Yeah, and she's also like recording herself on the reporter's video camera.
That was, okay, yeah, exactly.
So she does go like, my name is Alice. And I used to work for the
okay. So I'm not as crazy as I thought, but I definitely rolled it back many times. But one of the weird things is that in that video, in the voiceover in the very beginning, she says like, I was the head of security. And I'm like, what?
Was she? Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, was she?
Head of security? You're maybe the head of security for that one mansion.
Yeah,
even then, barely, because then there was the black guy that came and he was like in charge, and there was like other people. Like, she wasn't the head of security. I was like, that's a retcon if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she might have been head of security for the mansion and all that.
Yeah, but then she said for the whole umbrella. It was implied.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, so this is Resident Evil Apocalypse. We do get our classic voiceover intro. Classic recap.
That's right.
It's like literally like, here's all the footage from the last movie and here's what happened.
The dead walk.
Yeah, the dead walk.
We got to see that again.
My friend got taken into the Nemesis program. You guys remember that happened, right?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah,
we were friends.
We were totally friends. I was so upset when they took him away.
Yeah, I was like, Matt, no.
And she became a lesbian.
Yeah. And she also got taken away. Yeah. We kind of like, we start on, everything's chill in Raccoon City.
Yeah.
They're just like, it looks like the start of Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
It's very confusing, the time, like, progression to me, because they do this voiceover, they catch you up on what happened last time on, but then I think they go back.
They do.
To like a few days before, but it's not like super clear to me, and then like kind of gets to that point, and then that shows her getting out again, and it was just like very confusing.
Yeah, because they go back and they're like, we have to reopen the hive. Gotta go back down.
We gotta go back down there.
Yeah, so I'm like, how long was she down there? I was so confused. Like, it was not clear to me at
well,
all.
because like the end of the last movie has like Raccoon City's already ruined.
It has her coming out.
Yeah,
but there must have been some sort of amount of time where she was in a coma or whatever.
Yeah. Very confusing. But yeah, we start seeing zombie shit.
Yeah, so this is a weird thing of this movie coming out of when it did, that as this started happening, as you said, it looks exactly like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. I'm like, I don't need to see another goddamn zombie movie that starts in like everything's fine suburbia. And I'm like, but wait, is this like this? Like, is this a cliche at this point? I think already in 2004, that's when this movie came out.
2004, yeah.
2004. I think this already is a cliche. Feels like a cliche.
You know what was a cliche? Opening on this lady's legs only. And seeing a bunch of newspaper clippings about how she's a disgraced cop.
Yeah.
So I gotta assume this is the video game character.
Jill Valentine.
Yes, this is Jill Valentine. In the first game, she is dressed like a policewoman.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a normal ass,
Like a normal
actual
ass
policewoman, and then they changed her to that because that was clearly like a video game outfit.
In the third game, yes, that is what she is wearing.
Which,
and this is
people can wear whatever they want, but that's like a Lara Croft Tomb Raider looking outfit almost. Like,
I was like, this is the perfect example of like, maybe you don't got to copy everything.
No, this is one of those things where last time we were complaining that basically nothing came from the games.
And now it's too much.
Now it is trying to do all the things, although I have a theory and we'll talk about it as this goes along. There's a lot of stuff where the games are becoming more like this movie. But the games are actually awesome, and this movie doing what it's doing is not.
It's like I don't have a great memory of I've seen the other films, but I don't have great detailed memory of them. But I was like, this one might be the one that's closest to copying what
I
the
think
games
that
are.
is correct.
Because it's very close and actually takes several scenes from Resident Evil 3.
Yes, it does.
Which is originally titled Nemesis. Yeah, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Yeah.
Which is the game that takes place while Raccoon City is going to shit, basically.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I will say that, because I just looked it up, but Dawn of the Dead was from the same year.
Same year. So, okay. I mean, God damn it. Okay.
So they're kind of doing the exact same opening.
One thing that I will say about this movie is that, and we'll get to maybe this is, I should save this for later on, but this director of this movie is this guy, Alexander DeWitt.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only feature that he's ever directed. He was a second-year director up until this point. Yeah. And then has just quietly gone back to second unit directing some of the biggest movies on the planet. And there's part of that that's just like, you know what? That's one of the most respectable things I've ever seen. Like, there are some things in this movie that are awesome second unit. Like, there's one or two sequences that are awesome. And the rest of it totally makes sense that this is a second unit guy.
I just can't imagine, like, any man, I haven't met Mr. DeWitt, but any man going from being the director of a feature film being like, I'm going to go back to the second unit. I can't imagine anyone in the industry actually doing that.
Yes.
Except maybe the Matthew Wood, General Grievous or whatever, who is still making sound effects on like every movie. But
they talk a lot about him in the special features about like, they wanted someone who was really good at action because they were going to expand the thing, and that he was like second unit director on a bunch of the Mission Impossible movies and stuff. And that's why there are some pretty crazy stunt action sequences.
Yes. But this is one of those things that like almost never happens. You never do you never give those people a shot. You
don't ever
cross-contaminate. And then they do it, but then to actually then go back is like very respectable.
Yes.
Like,
there's part of it where
like, that wasn't for me.
Like, this is one of the best, like, I have respect. I have respect for that. And some of the shortcomings of it, it's like, you know what? He was doing what he knew.
Yeah.
It's funny. The one of my biggest criticisms would be like, there's really cool like choreographed wide shot action sequences, but any of the like hand to hand close up fighting looks terrible, and you can't even see what's. I couldn't even understand what was happening half the time. And you're like, oh, a knife went there. Who just?
There's barely a hero shot in this movie. But DeWitt has gone on to be the second unit director on such films as Fast X and Jungle Cruise and Avengers: Infinity War and Fast Five. Even right after this,
Fast Five. That's a safe.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one. That's what he did right after directing this movie. He was just right back to second unit.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So he's done all these huge movies.
And you know what?
Gladiator. Yeah.
I'm sure his kids are going to college.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he
if he has no kids, then he got a boat.
So for given that lens, I have a softer opinion about this movie. Of like, there's part of it where like I will just say out the gates, it is patently ridiculous. It is sexist as hell. Yeah. And barely anything happens.
Wait, but did they say anything about why did Paul W.S. Anderson not want to
he was doing Alien versus Predator.
Oh, okay.
Because he was still super involved in this. He like wrote the script.
Yes.
Right, sure.
But this is where Paul W.S. Anderson is still not becoming like video game B-movie hack. He has done Event Horizon, the hit movie Resident Evil that was not critically acclaimed, but like was number one at the box office, as was this movie, by the way.
Sure.
And then he's like, I can't do another Resident Evil. I have to go make Alien versus Predator.
I got better things to do.
I have better things to do.
Yeah, there was a funny line too in the special features that they were talking. Like the producer was like, "We've got the best people on this. Like the camera crew from this shot Chicago just before this."
Chicago?
That's what he said. He's like, "This is the camera crew that shot
and
Chicago."
All that jazz?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what else other than Chicago would he mean?
That's true. This was before the Chicago verse.
Yeah, I just thought, right. I thought that was a very hilarious line.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
Alice, bioweapons.
Right, yeah.
Alice, bioweapons. They had it coming.
That's it. Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. So yeah, let's see the movie. I loved the how the movie starts out with a montage of quick. We got to save all the CEOs and scientists.
We have to. We must.
And they're getting everybody out, even Jared Harris.
Right.
Got to get him. And his tiny ass glasses.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The literal man in the chair.
Because I watched this on Amazon, the description of it is just like Jared Harris (parentheses Chernobyl) elevates this zombie action thriller. Like that is literally the description of the entire movie on Amazon. Like Jared Harris is in it.
Does he elevate it? I don't know.
I think that here's the thing that I will say about that is that I guarantee I only saw this movie once and in theaters. I was in high school, and that I remember him being in this movie. I remember this being the first time that I saw him as an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
But yeah, having this movie probably just at the age that I was impressionable, but yeah, I was like, oh shit, I actually remember this movie because I remember his storyline.
Mm-hmm. Is Jared Harris even famous at this point?
He has been in movies since 1989.
I know, but like he must be known for something that we don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
British.
Yeah, probably something outside of.
He's probably
to me. He's in a bunch of stuff, and he was in the Lost in Space movie. He's in Far and Away, like
he was in the Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, but bit parts. To me, he doesn't become like the recognizable Jared Harris like until Mad Men.
Mad Men. Yeah. That's what I also.
Yeah, it says he gained fame for his portrayal as Lane Price in Mad Men. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's probably doing these kind of smaller roles before that.
God,
But
he was in the Poltergeist remake? I don't even remember that.
He plays Dr. Charles Ashford in this one.
So is that supposed to be the scientist that they mentioned in the first movie, the guy that built everything?
No.
I don't think
it didn't
so.
seem like it.
It didn't seem like it.
But then they also had the little girl doing the little accent.
Yeah,
and like,
where her voice sounded eerily like the exact same, but then they never comment on it, so that makes me think like, is it really?
She never goes, "You're all going to die down here."
They never say anything like, "Oh yeah, this was the girl that the Red Queen was."
Yeah,
that she was modeled after or whatever.
Yeah. So, but then is he a character from the video game?
Nope.
I don't think so. But
he's got his fancy like Professor X wheelchair. Because God forbid a scientist use a regular wheelchair in any movie.
And he is supposed to be the man who developed the T virus
and the antidote for it.
That's right.
But yeah,
for personal reasons,
they pick his ass up. They show them picking up a random woman who turns out to be nobody, but they just like show them picking up someone.
Yep.
Then they pick him up. Then they try to pick up his daughter, but
they do
she
pick up
gets
his
in
daughter.
a horrible car accident.
Yeah, she gets crashed by I don't know, like a truck immediately.
Well, it's so funny because they. I did start writing down like the product placements in this, but then they kind of trail down. But there's a huge hero shot of the Chevrolet emblem on the front of the SUV that she's riding in, but also it's presumably to show the Umbrella Corporation logo, but they hang on the Chevrolet thing for so long, and then the car like flips and blah 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 blah, and like normally you wouldn't be able to have that shot so close to a horrible accident, but I was like, she's gonna be fine, and that's why you trust your family in a Chevrolet.
That's
right.
Like, and if you ever need to hack back into your own company's computer, use a Sony Vaio to do it.
Yeah, use it. Use that Vaio.
Oh man,
Sony Vaio, and then there's a bunch of Nikon like billboards everywhere. So anyway.
That's funny. So yeah, the Umbrella VIPs are getting ushered out while
Jill Valentine's strapping on her standard issue RCPD tube top to go in to the police
knee-high
station.
boots
Yep.
and her
Because they've
harness.
called in all off-duty cops. and
All
everything.
off-duty cops.
So they don't really explain it, but it seems like she's been run out of the department for trying to warn people about zombies.
In the game, she was at the mansion, and the mansion hasn't nothing has really happened yet from that.
Okay.
And so it is, yes. They were like, "Hey, you're crazy. You're telling a bunch of crazy stuff that happened."
Because you're a woman.
Because you're a woman.
Maybe she was on her period.
Yeah. That's why the zombies. Yep. Otherwise,
yeah.
The scene of her going into the police department, I think, is so funny because I love the thought of the RPD just out there trying to arrest these people who are zombies, and they're just like putting them in handcuffs. Like, hey, this guy's probably on PCP. I don't know.
He's a little bitey.
Yeah,
He's a little bitey.
You come into this room and there's like 10 people trying to arrest zombies, and it looks fucking hilarious. And she just comes in and starts blowing people's heads off, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
And then we meet.
And they're not just like, "You're arrested immediately."
They're like, she's like, "I told you to shoot him in the head," or whatever. Yeah.
Then we meet perennial comic relief Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
Just there for
He's just there.
reasons.
Yeah.
And will continue to be so for the rest of the movie.
Gotta have some
And-
comic relief.
You motherfuckers is crazy. Look at that big motherfucker got a rocket launcher.
Now, that was one of the things when later on in this movie, when Nemesis does have a rocket launcher, frequent never guest was like, "Is that from the games?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I did
that
like
is
when
from the
Mike Epps
games.
goes into that like liquor store or wherever, and all the cops pull guns on him, and he's like, "Yo, I'm safer outside."
Yeah. And he's like, "I've got custom guns.
Yeah,
like,
he
I
has
don't
custom
need your
guns. He says he only drives a freaking Camaro or something like that.
Sure.
And yeah, whatever. He ends up just being a driver.
He has like a couple funny lines. But
Yeah, but it's just
overall-
like they never connect him to the plot at all.
Yeah, no.
And at the end, at the end when she's looking at all the people and deciding if she should sacrifice them, or she like looks at him as if they've been like friends for so long.
Yeah.
He's been there approximately 5 minutes. Like, it's wild. But anyway.
Yeah, Mike Epps. That was another thing they talked about. Like, this movie's different. It's got comedic relief or whatever. And I was like, okay, sure. But he was fine. I wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah.
You know,
just didn't make any sense.
Offended by it or anything. So yeah, then we eventually catch back up to Alice waking up, and she's kind of walking around. And apparently, she's got some telekinesis powers or something. She's got like what is
Something.
She looks through
she can kill you by looking through the camera.
She looks through the camera and kills the guy in the security room.
Like if you look at a camera real sexy and someone happens to be watching on the other side, they will bleed out and die.
You will die.
She is flirting with a lot of people in this movie, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that she wasn't just being held in a coma. They were testing her, injecting the T virus.
Yep.
And what looks almost like the Las Plagas. Like, I don't know. She's got she's got weird like insect things going up her arm at one point.
Yeah, what it seems like, it's poorly explained, but what they make it look like later is that they were injecting both her and Matt with the T virus, and he became ugly, but she remained hot, and therefore she was a success and his was a failure, and he had to become a big ugly dude.
Yeah. And then they were going to pit them against each other as the final test.
To see if being hot makes you better at fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
Or not.
I think we know the answer.
Yeah.
We do.
Being hot is the winner.
That would do.
But she's kind of, out wandering the streets. We've got Jared Harris's character. Like I said, he kind of turns into like this man in the chair.
Yeah,
thing
I did like
watching everyone through security cameras.
Yeah, I mean, I guess good for him for being like, nah, I'm not evacuating without my kid. Like, F you. Like, where all the other scientists are probably just like, bye, out of here.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll make a new one.
Yeah. And they even tell him like, hey, we tried to like get your daughter. I feel like any other movie, the scientist would have been like, well, she's probably dead. Let's go.
It was pretty impressive that she was in that crazy car accident and then was able to get back to the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And avoid all the zombie kids.
I like this plot line. Like I like that, like an umbrella executive trying to get his daughter out. He's like, I don't care who this is or really what's happening with this. It's enough chaos that
I don't think they needed to show us that they locked him out of the system and he just hacked into it by adding like /hack on the front of the
that was really
and then he was able to log in. It was like access denied, and he tries another. It was like access denied. And then this time he tries it, but he writes his username like /hack. Yeah. And then it's like access granted, and suddenly he can control like everything. I was like, just make it that he can
just be like find person.
Yeah.
Counterpoint. Goes, boop, boop. Pretty funny.
And he can call any phone. He can see every camera. Like he's calling them, and they pick up, and he's like, "Oh God, thank God you finally picked up one of the random phones." Like,
it honestly doesn't make sense that he would be locked out because they weren't like firing him from the company or anything. Like they were just trying to evacuate him out of there.
But Umbrella was shutting down the whole city because they were going to be doing like super double secret weapons testing.
I suppose, you're right.
Now, also, at some point, they decide to close the gates on all the people because the zombies make it up like close to the gate, so they don't.
Mark Maron has that idea to lock the gates, and then
they that scene was wild. They're like, all right, we got to close the gates. And also, time to kill everyone.
I know. They're like, if you guys don't back up, we're going to shoot. It's like, why? They can't get through that gate.
Yeah,
I guess they could have done like a World War Z human stack, but no one's going to be able to do that.
No. I mean, I guess they were going to just stay there. So I guess, I don't know. They didn't have to switch to live ammunition. Come on.
Even if the people just stood there yelling, it's just like a minor annoyance. It's not going to do anything to that level of gate. But yeah, her friend, Jill Valentine's friend, cop, I don't even remember his name. He gets bitten, but she's like, oh, I'm going to keep walking around with him anyways.
Even though they get warned, they're warned, like, this guy's going to, freaking try to kill you at some point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else? We also get introduced to another character from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Carlos Oliveira.
That's right.
He's straight out of the game as well.
He's Israeli.
Yes.
Yeah. Played by Oded Fair.
God forbid we hire a Hispanic man to play this character. I mean, why should we go Hispanic when we can just get one of those classically ethnically ambiguous guys?
Get the guy from The Mummy.
Quite sure where he's from. Yeah, that'll do.
I know. It's so funny.
And how about the reporter? Is she from the game?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, okay.
Terry Morales?
I did think it was funny how she started out as the weather person and then began doing like investigative journalism later on. And
she's
then
like, this is my Emmy right here.
Well, the weather's a little zombie.
Completely discredited. They totally ruin her and like they discredit her final tape and everything. But like,
yeah, I was kind of watching this whole movie and thinking the entire time like, could something like this happen and people cover it up like this?
Yes.
Like they're clearly going to do right now in the movie.
Well, maybe like 20 years ago or whenever this.
But right, because right now everyone and their mother would be filming everything,
and
it would like be getting out into the world before they could even blow up the city or whatever.
Yeah, but I guess depending on how quick it gets out, like they could shut down. Like that's probably why they were shutting down all the systems, so the info.
You have to kill the internet first, and then that's why.
But this is still pre like video.
Yeah, you'd have. But nowadays you could cover it up if you got rid of their internet really quick somehow, and then nothing got out.
It's happening in the world. I'm sorry to tell you.
Sure, yeah. Maybe just not with zombies.
Yeah,
or with zombies
in the United States.
Yeah.
But we get so he's like a member of you're the acronym guy. He's the member of the Umbrella Security
Stars.
No, the Carlos.
Carlos is. Give me a moment.
I have a clip for Stars.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, hold on.
But he's part of the Umbrella Security Corps.
Yeah, he's
something like that. The USC.
Trojans.
But he's not. I don't think he's a part of that in the games. But
why were they the RPD? They just dropped the C.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yes, the UBCS.
Yes, right.
The bank.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think he is part
Umbrella
of that.
Biohazard Countermeasure Service.
He is part of that in the games too. Man.
Yes.
Okay, so he's there. The more important thing is that his partner is Scott Farkas from The Christmas Story.
Yeah. And he's Russian, Scott.
It was tough. That when he was.
Let me play it.
Do you have the clip?
I have a clip because I was like, this is so bad.
Does it include a type of employment?
I have that clip too.
Okay.
Let me play the bad. Here, I have it labeled. Bad.
I forgot to bring my notes, but that was one quote I know I wrote down.
Bad Russian accent. Okay, here's what he sounded like. Ready?
Alpha team to base. This is Alpha team to base. Come in, base.
You stay focused, all right?
Yes, sir. Alpha team to base. This is Alpha. Piesdets! Why don't they respond, Carlos? Why don't they evac us, huh?
I don't know.
Why did they send us in here in first place? We never stood a chance. We're
We're
not trained for this.
Wait.
Why would they send us here first place?
It took like 4 times before I realized he was saying Alpha team.
I know. It sounds like
Alpha
he's saying.
team,
It sounds like
Alpha
you're saying
team.
Alba Team the base.
Yeah,
like,
Alba
what the
Team the
fuck are you? Yeah, I was.
We
the same
never
way.
stood a chance.
And then there's a part in the movie where he says this.
Now, I consider myself freelance.
Freelance. I also consider myself freelance.
Yeah, right before he dies.
Yeah.
He gets killed by a dog.
Zach Ward, I'm sorry, but you could not cut it in heated rivalry. The Russian accent is not there.
I am the freelance. Yeah,
I am freelance. It sounds like a Borat, you
Pretty
know.
bad.
My way. I'm freelance.
I'm now freelance. I got fired by boss. I'm now freelance. Yeah. Terrible.
Although I do like the idea of like these cops who they just get locked in and yet the people are still like, well, you still work for us even though we basically have just sentenced you to death. And they're like, fuck no, now we are freelance.
One of the other things when we get introduced to Carlos, I thought this was really funny. He has this sequence where he jumps out of the helicopter and is shooting as he goes down. And I think it was one of those things that's like, it probably sounded like it was going to be cool, but then in execution, it doesn't really look cool.
Doesn't look cool at all.
And then he survives the exact same thing that we know kills Emma Stone in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Spoilers for that movie.
Well, it depends how he's hooked up to it, but
I was like, that dude would have broke his back extreme.
It's so
he looks
weird
like an old man.
because he jumps out of the helicopter, but then he forward repels down the wall. And I'm like, what is the advantage?
Or you're talking about, that's Alice at the end you're talking about, right?
No, this is like early on when they're like saving that random lady or whatever.
I thought he just jumps out and shoots like this. Pop, 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 pop.
Which one am I thinking?
I think you're thinking of Alice at the end when she's running down the building.
Oh, okay.
Because she like kills the
what
sniper.
What is the advantage of running down the building as opposed to just jumping? Is it just going to make
because
you
it looks
slower?
cool? I don't know.
It doesn't look cool. It's stupid. You don't need to run.
Also, it doesn't even look like her feet are touching the building.
No, like
just running in the air.
Anyways,
but no,
right.
that man's spine would be broken.
Yes, they like abruptly stop him right before he hits the building, and I'm like, oh,
but he's
God,
wearing like
my
a vest
back.
or a harness or something.
I
right?
guess, but
Emma Stone was like just one little web.
That's true.
I
just
like that was
immediately
stuck directly on her back.
Yeah, I suppose it just immediately made me think of that.
Yeah.
And also, that whole scene was done. Like, they get down there, and the lady's like, I'm already dead anyways, bye.
Bye.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, it was.
There is something interesting of, like, the idea of Raccoon City having that be, like, from the games, and that it's an entire, corporation quarantining, that everyone in the city is just set to die, and, what kind of happens with that. Does this movie do anything super interesting with that idea? Not really. Does it clearly communicate that that's what's happening? Not really either.
Again, I know they show kind of when she gets up and comes out, but the order and the timeline is still so confusing to me because I'm also like, how many days has this been going on that they had time to print that Dead Walk newspaper?
Yes. Well, this is my number one complaint about A Quiet Place is that there is in their dumb house, there are newspapers that say like, shh, be quiet. And it's like, and it's like, it's super loud printing fucking newspapers.
Yeah, unless you use your old school printing press like in Newsies.
That is a good point. They had time to send out that newspaper while zombies were running around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
But she seems to wander the streets for quite a long time.
I guess so.
To the point where a lot of the very early part of the movie, you're like, wow, okay, Jill Valentine is the lead.
Yeah, maybe.
And you kind of forget about Alice, and then she appears
until they end up in a church. And this is okay. So here is a thing that is hard to reconcile because someone who just beat Resident Evil 9 and thinks it's a goddamn masterpiece, and I love these games, and they might be my favorite game franchise of all time, quite honestly.
Pretty fun.
When this motorcycle flies through this window of this church, and this happens, I'm like, that's right out of the game. That shit happens. It does not happen at this point, is not happening in the games. The games become more like the movies
More wild.
as we go along. However, in the games, when you're the one who's doing it, it doesn't feel stupid. When you are watching it in a movie, it feels like some of the dumbest shit you've ever seen in your life.
Well, she also, like, at some point she breaks into a gun store and steals all the guns, but it's also, maybe it's like a full-on Bass Pro Shops or something, because she also gets like an entire outfit. But then also uses like some netting to create like an overshirt that like looks cool and fashion forward.
Yeah.
So it's like she gets her clothes from the outdoor goods store, but then she like has time to make it look cute.
So it makes it fashion, yeah.
Because as we discussed before, her hotness has to stay up, otherwise she'll
otherwise
lose.
she becomes bad at fighting.
She'll lose to the nemesis.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I do love this. You're kind of like, what's Alice up to? And then she busts through, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's this insane.
Immediately they're like, who the fuck are you?
It's this insane action sequence with like slow mo bullet time stuff, and like she uses the motorcycle to get in, and then immediately like sets it driving by itself at one of the liquors, and then like blows it up in the sky.
It might be the single dumbest and best sequence in the movie.
Would the motorcycle go by itself like that, or would it have just tipped right over? I don't know.
I don't know how to drive
she
a
killed a
motorcycle.
guy with a wink. She could probably make that motorcycle go do whatever she wants.
That's true. That's true.
It's the psychic powers.
And she was so badass that even Jill Valentine was like,
I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Sure.
I'm like, would her character say that?
Yeah.
Because her clothes are just fashion.
That's
and
right.
not outdoor goods made
That's
to
true.
fashion.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
They're too restrictive. But yeah, everybody, I mean, there's not, they're in the church for a little tiny bit, and then they finally are back out on the street, get the phone call from Jared Harris's character, Charles Ashford, and get put on their mission to go find the little girl, because he says he's got like a helicopter, or he's got a way to get them out, right?
Yeah, he says, I'll get you guys out if you save her, but I don't even, that's not even really what happens, but anyways. There's a school set piece, all the little kids eat the
I love that the news reporter dies like just so quickly. Like she seemed like, she's part of the group, everything's good. She goes into a room and she's pretty certain that this is Angela.
Yeah.
But then it's definitely not, and she dies.
Spoiler for weapons. She dies like a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just gets surrounded by children and dies immediately.
Which is one of those things where it's like, gosh, you don't even get the chance to turn because they ripped her apart.
For sure.
Eliz,
just for your knowledge, this is what Jill Valentine looks like in the first game.
Well, she looks like she still has giant boobs, but like she's covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's wearing a jaunty hat.
Yeah. Do you have a photo of what she actually looks like in
Resident Evil 3?
Yeah. I mean, they changed her pretty drastically, her character model in the remake, but yeah, this was like, it was cool that they had Jill in there, but I was like, not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this.
And I think this is the only time we see her.
Yeah, sorry, Sienna Gilroy. Guillory? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I also like just she was.
That's what they have her in the remake.
Well, that's not even as bad as what's in the movie, though.
Yeah,
that looks even more like Lara Croft, actually, than what I said. But
in the original game, it's this.
See, it's like 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Okay, but she doesn't get that hoodie tied. Oh, but she was on her period. Yeah. That's why she's the hoodie tied around her waist. Told ya.
Aha! You called it.
That is the type of detective work that you come to expect from sequel. Right?
Yeah. Anyway, they find the little girl.
She sounds like she's speaking with a voiceover.
She does.
I'm going to die down here.
She sounds exactly like the girl from the first movie. But they never really comment on that. It's weird.
No, they don't. And let's just see the child star check-in.
Oh.
Child star check, child star checking in, child star check-in. They're a child star, and we're checking in.
So this is the only child in this movie that I saw. Somehow at that gate scene, there were no other children. So hopefully,
Yeah. What about the girl who's like, Dad?
Billy Zane already got to them all.
That girl was like an adult. She's the one who was like, my dad has a heart problem.
Oh, she was an adult. Oh,
she looked like it to me.
No,
I thought it was an adult.
I thought it was supposed to be like a young, I don't know, whatever.
Oh, maybe. Anyway, so Angie, since Angela's too grown up of a name for such a little girl, is played by Sophie Vavasseur. And, you know, I don't know. But she does a few other movies and TV shows. And then, you know, mostly in Britain, including, you know, whatever their version of like a Hallmark movie is. But I don't know. Like I scrolled all the way back to 2014 in her Instagram, and she just looks unrecognizable to me. She looks nothing like the little girl looks in this movie. Like she just lost the baby fat and like. Yeah. I like completely covers all her little freckles and makeup, and just like her cheekbones are like insane after she lost her like little cheeks. And so she's just like unrecognizable to me. She's only 33 now, but I think she just likes to be styled to look like a lot older, which, you know, whatever, that's her prerogative. But the main thing that for our purposes that is important to know about her is that she was the second lead, or the mean girl character in Bring It On Worldwide, #CheerSmack.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's like one of her biggest roles. But
so we've already seen her.
Completely different. Like, I would not, you could not pay me to think that these two people were the same person. Like, I don't see it. I like so much so that I was like, oh, this has got to be a mistake. And I kept looking to like be like, find one of those things where it's like, oh, these two people are commonly like confused for each other, but no, it's really her. She just looks so much different. But yeah, that's the only thing up with her. That movie was a long time ago too.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So #CheerSmack.
CheerSmack.
Well, you know, back to her character Angela. I was about to say this, but I didn't want to conflate it with the actual person.
Yeah.
But she also has the same degenerative disease that her dad has, and that's why she was being injected with the T virus and the antidote at the same time, so that she could continue to walk, because it would like rebuild the.
She could get the benefits and not the
zombie part.
Not the bitey bite. Oh, speaking of. Some of the bite sound effects in this movie are some of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. They're like Looney Tunes with dentures bite sounds.
I think the sound effects overall were terrible.
Yes.
All the fight sequences, it's like you know, like someone would spin and they'd be like,
yeah.
It's like, come on, like this is like really cartoony. Yeah, I don't know. That was really funny.
They used like a wind up teeth chattering toy.
Yes, yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
Like when her partner gets bitten, I rewound it because it was so fucking funny.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god. All right, well, I think we have to talk about this now.
The Nemesis program is now fully activated.
Nemesis. Remember at the end of the last movie, he was being put in the Nemesis program, and now he's like this guy?
You know, it's one of those things that I think that was not even that big of a deal in the games. I guess that there is a thing I will say.
In the games, it was never like, somebody we know has been turned into the Nemesis.
And Nemesis was fairly annoying in 3. It's like, it's not like it's cool. I will say that, you know, I didn't really play the first games as they came out on PlayStation, so I don't know what it was like. And, you know, thinking about this is 2004, Resident Evil 2 only came out in 1998, and so it's only 6 years afterwards. And so, you know, maybe there's a zeitgeist I'm missing here, and maybe that was cool at the time. But this is the goofy shit.
I mean, he spends the entire game walking around going like this.
Stars.
Like, that's all he does.
That's all he does. Yes.
In the game.
I don't know why they like really even. I mean, okay, so they have him be able to tell a difference between like civilians and police people and kill the police people, but he just lets the civilians.
And I feel like that's not even a thing in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you have no sense of, it's not like, oh, he's got a tracking system in his brain. You never see his internal life.
He's like a mindless zombie.
He's just,
they
just
keep
big.
it, they keep zooming in on his eyes and then cutting to clips of Eric Mabius, so you're like, oh, the same guy. Like, how many times do you need to remind us? Okay, it's like, oh god, we don't even care.
Stars.
Isn't that a clip of Russell Crowe singing in Les Mis? Javert. In their multitudes. In order and light, they are the sentinels. Anyways,
we were talking about again. I said I had a clip from this scene to talk about the acronym for STARS.
They're STARS, Special Tactics and Rescue Squad.
They're the best of the best.
I like that scene. They're like, these guys are the fucking shit. And then there's like a montage of them. I cut this part out of the clip, but there's all this like, they're all like clicking all their guns, cocking all the guns. And they all just look like, they're cosplaying as Chris Redfield or whatever. But
I will say that the games since 3, the thing that Nemesis is basically like the timer on your ability to explore an area. Then there's this giant unkillable thing that starts chasing you around, and you have to run around, and it's really scary.
Because you can't kill it.
Because you can't kill it. And they have brought that mechanic into many of the games. And like, it's a very good mechanic, and it's good stuff. But whether people are like, oh shit, Nemesis. Like, I feel like actually Mr. X is probably even more popular than this thing at this time. Yeah.
But he does look video game accurate.
He does, yes.
It looks pretty, and it looks like a really cool, costume they put this person in or whatever. It's pretty.
I mean, I will say that from the first movie and the second movie, they're building sets. They're in Toronto. There's practical effects. They're throwing paint on dogs.
Like, would this, if you made this now, would this just be like a totally CG?
100%.
Or mostly CG character? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
So
we'll see what Zach does.
True. There was a part, so we were talking about how he has a rocket launcher. There's this hilarious part where he's like fighting with Alice and chasing her around. And she goes down, she shoots her way into a laundry chute, which I thought was kind of clever. But then there's a shot of him leaning into the chute and then like pointing the rocket launcher down. And I swear to God, it looks like a Muppet doing it or something. Like he like points the rocket and shoots it down.
She falls into the like dumpster or the thing or whatever and manages to tip it over. So the rocket just bounces off the top of it. I'm like, would it even do that? Like,
I don't know.
It just blow up?
I was like, that looked goofy as fuck. That did not look like a good shot. I would not have included that. But
so, I mean, eventually they all kind of, she gets knocked out, right? And then when she comes to, everyone's been gathered on the helipad or whatever.
Well, because they think they have like one up on this like helicopter that's landed, but then it was like a trap and
right. So this guy, there's this random evil Mr. Scientist guy who, and he is like, oh, my grand plan was to like let you out, and so I could see how both of you.
Major Timothy Kane. Oh no, you're talking about Ian Glenn, Dr. Alexander Isaacs.
I don't know. It didn't look like him.
Oh no, okay. So you're talking about.
I'm talking about the one that like forces them to fight.
Okay,
other.
That's
He's like,
Timothy
we're gonna see which one of you is a better fighter, and
Hot
she's like,
or not.
No, she's like, no, thank you. And then he just unceremoniously, of all the people there, decides to shoot Jared Harris.
Yeah, this was hilarious because he's like, I'll hurt one of your people or whatever, and she looks back and she doesn't even consider him at all. She looks back at her friends that she's been with, and then he turns and shoots him, and then she's like, what the fuck? I didn't even think
he's like, that's not what I cared about. Like, how do you think I'd deal with
that? I mean, that's like, and then he was like, that's that guy was actually important to
I don't even care about these people.
I don't even care about these
people. But I'm like, not that I want the like black guy to die, but also like he was by far the most useless. It's like, what they need him for.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like Jared Harris, what? Not cool.
He invented the
answer
virus.
may be Resident Evil Extinction.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
But then Jared Harris reanimates in time to eat the guy.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah.
I kind of was like,
Hubris.
is he gonna? Now that I was like, is he a zombie? And they were talking about the virus fixing the ailments. I was like, is he gonna stand up and go after him? But he doesn't. He crawls.
So then, okay, this is what really confused me, and I don't like. So the end of the movie, right? Okay, so they fight. Eventually, Nemesis ends up turning on the guy and saving her, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he remembers.
Yeah,
I'm Matt.
Yeah,
I'm Matt.
and then they fly away.
They commandeer the helicopter before the nuke comes.
Yep.
But then they are launching missiles or something, or there's a metal thing flying at the little girl, and she like jumps in front of her.
Right.
Yeah, what happens
I'm trying
there?
to remember.
Is that the rocket launcher thingy?
Maybe it's one of the other. They're trying to shoot them down, maybe from escaping.
Oh yeah,
or something. Anyways, whatever it is, they're all in the thing. They're all safe. But then the something is flying at the little girl, and Mila Jovovich, for some reason, like decides to be like, oh, I'm gonna block it with my body instead of my hand or anything.
It says that as the survivors escape, a nuclear warhead detonates over the city, and the resulting blast causes the helicopter to crash. Alice sacrifices herself to save Angela and is impaled on a metal pole.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so she's impaled. So then she wakes up, or no, she doesn't wake up. They find her body.
They find her like she's
dead. But then the helicopter is empty, and they're like, no other bodies were found. But it's Umbrella that finds her, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but everyone else is they survive and they've left, I guess.
And also...
And they left her because they thought she was dead.
Yeah, because she was dead.
And then
I'm assuming she maybe was dead.
Pretend to join Umbrella?
I think they pretend to join Umbrella, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they're actually Umbrella people at the end. They're just dressing like that.
Here's the thing.
So then she escapes. They get her from... They escape from Umbrella, but he knows that
they let her escape. Because she's been programmed.
Well, I think that they might not actually work for Umbrella. They might actually work for there's government agencies against bioweapons.
You can't give away anything from... Tyler has just watched Resident Evil Extinction.
This has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
So they're part of like La Resistance or whatever, and they're trying
Potentially. That might be potentially what this is doing, at least in the games that exists. It's
So
most people who survive
or whatever, he tells the security to pretend like they don't know that they're pretending, and to let them escape with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a double bluff.
I was just like not getting
Well,
it.
this ending is
I got that part,
similar.
But I didn't. I was like, if everyone thought they were dead from the helicopter, then they just left, and then they reintegrate. And then,
guys, I have great news.
But they were pretending. None of this matters.
None of this matters at all.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm sure it's
none of it
like,
matters at all.
Totally different movie.
At all.
But I was like, this is somewhat similar to the alternate ending of the first one, where it's like Alice showing up in a badass black outfit, like she's in the Matrix or whatever. So they're like similarly showing up to
but it was just like so
save
confusing.
her.
In the theater, I would have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, I mean,
it is a little bit confusing.
I like rolled it back and was like, I still don't
like, what about Nemesis? He's Matt.
What happened to him? He got killed? He died?
He probably blew up in the nuclear explosion.
I guess, he got blowed up.
Because they did blow up with a, what do they call it? They call it like a extremely tactical, specific, only blows up the city and nothing else nuke. I can't remember. There's some technical term they have. But they make it sound like, it'll only blow up Raccoon City and nothing else,
Metal
no
Gear.
fallout or anything.
Yeah. When they were fighting, I thought it was really stupid because Nemesis guy pulls down like a giant pole, and then he's gonna he rips it off the building, and he's gonna start fighting her with it. But then the evil scientist is like, "Oh well, that's not fair. So here's a sword." But I'm like, it doesn't giving her a weapon. Like the fact that he can pull that off the building is part of his
Totally.
Yeah, so why should she get extra?
Also, if it's truly a contest of hot or not, plant that pole in the ground and you guys dance.
Yeah!
Oh my God, that would be incredible. Hot or not?
Let's see how low Nemesis can drop it.
Hell yeah.
Not.
All
All right, I guess we're coming to that time. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked a little bit about it, but basically, yeah, like the news does come out that like there were zombies, y'all, and they even show as we talked about, they like finished off that film from the news reporter, and that gets leaked. They show it, but then Umbrella comes out and says like, no, that's not what happened. It was this. It was a nuclear.
That was a student film.
Yeah, it was a nuclear plant that had a meltdown issue.
So I will say
Jared
that as someone who has recently played through the most recent Resident Evil game, none of this shit happens in the game universe at all. That is known as a universal tragedy. Umbrella is disbanded. There is shame. There is like the town is nuked. But
everyone knows why.
But everyone knows why. And it is only in the year of our Lord 2026 that the games go back to Raccoon City.
Oh, okay.
Dun dun dun. But yeah, I think that's about it for this movie.
It is.
I mean,
I guess.
What else you guys want to talk about? They didn't bring back Marilyn Manson for this.
They did not.
No, this time it was Jeff Dana.
Okay.
Who's done a bunch of random things, yeah.
I think ultimately it is, as we've said, the closest to the games in a lot of ways, in a way that shows why that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Are the games at this point in the chronology still the like fixed camera thing?
They are.
Oh, okay.
It is not until, well, let's see, 2004, 2005, Resident Evil 4 is the first game that comes out that has a third-person perspective and a more action movie, action game kind of style to it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I will say, we can, I'll save this. We'll talk about how the games have merged more towards the movies as they've progressed.
What's your rating system?
I'm going to ask how many stars issued tube tops will you give
Stars.
Resident Evil Apocalypse?
I do want to hear Layman's remix with that stars instead of Russell Crowe.
Like if I fed
stars.
that, like if I fed that voice into an AI and then typed up the lyrics for
there are multitudes scarce to be counted.
Terrible.
You are the sentinels.
Who's gonna go?
I will say, I don't know. God, it's so hard to know where we're going.
I can't even. I wish I could. I can't even freaking remember what we gave the last one.
Yeah, I'll give this 3 tube tops.
Yeah.
Tube tops issued by stars. You know what? I'm gonna give it. Oh God, I'm just like thinking about how. I'm
just
like,
the fact that the tube tops are even in there, knock it down one more.
I'm like, is it a good thing that it's a little bit more like the games? But
who cares?
Yeah, I think that I didn't like Jill in this. I'm sorry.
No, she's pretty bad.
So yeah, maybe I'll also go with 3 tube tops issued stars issued tube tops. I can't.
Guys, I'm going to have to give it 4.
Okay.
And here are my reasons.
All right, ready.
In that I think that I was watching this, I was like, man, the games can really get goofy, and I love that about them. It does not work in this movie. There's all the differences why you shouldn't do the exact things that the games are doing, but the games are not even doing those things at this point. Alexander DeWitt comes from second unit directing, recedes back into second unit directing.
Okay, don't call it recedes. He laterally moves back to second unit directing.
He does what he is born to do.
Okay.
Does some amazing, there's some amazing second unit stuff in this movie. And it kind of just is what it is. It kind of is what it is.
This movie was not goofy enough in my opinion.
It was not goofy enough. But I think that given what we're going to see, as this goes along, I feel like that this is just one of those things that like means well, but doesn't do what it intends to do, and I think that that's okay.
Okay, can we watch an anime yet?
No, not yet. I was just gonna say like Tyler said, it says despite this poor rating and bad movie, it earned 129.3 million worldwide on a 45 million budget.
You'll be so lucky.
So there you go. That's why we got another one up next. We're talking Resident Evil Extinction, which is released in 2007. So we got a few years in between. But yeah, sorry, no animated one yet. You're not out of the woods quite yet.
Well, those might suck too, for all I know.
That's true. That's true.
All
But
right.
we'll get into those soon enough. But
Okay.
first, one more with Mila
right.
Jovovich.
Jovovich.
You named your daughter after her, right?
Yeah,
That's
except
right.
that only one L. I think she's got two L's.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah, we named it specifically after her.
I
fucking love
In
that.
honor of the pod.
fucking loved it.
I should have called her Alice.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Named her Lulu Multipass.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of our coverage of Resident Evil Apocalypse. If you've been enjoying listening along, you can tune in next time. And you can also, email us at
sequelrights@gmail.com and also find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review wherever you're listening. 5 stars goes a long way to help other people find us. And if you've already done that, as I said before, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Umbrella has only paid us for this long of an episode, so it's time to wrap things up. I'm kidding. With another AI song, which, again, I didn't say at the top, but if you are enjoying these songs, you can listen to them wherever you stream music. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you want. They're up there for you. And I hope you enjoy this one. A little bit goofy. It's got a long intro, which I'm sure you're hearing right now. But enjoy that, and then we will see you guys next time for Resident Evil Extinction.
Raccoon City's gone to hell, alarms are screaming loud. Umbrella dropped the hammer, now there's chaos in the crowd. Alice kicks the door in with that slow-mo stare, while Nemesis is stomping like he just don't care. The streets are full of panic and the skies are burning red. Every choice they're making leaves a dozen more dead. And in the chaos rising, there's a face you might recall, a calm voice in the madness right before it falls. He's talking like he's got control, but history says just let it go. Characters played by Jared Harris are often associated with nuclear disasters. So maybe don't let these guys near your town, cause maybe it'll blow up or there'll be a total meltdown. And I'm not saying it's Jared's fault directly. Maybe the casting director for Chernobyl was a major Resident Evil film fan, and it just watched Resident Evil Apocalypse and loved every word out of Jared Harris's lips. He's in the boardroom saying this is all contained, but we've all seen this movie, things don't stay restrained. Umbrella's got a failsafe, it's a real bad sign when your backup plan is wipe the city off the line. Helicopter circling, countdown on the screen. You can feel the tension in every in-between. And if there's one thing learned from Rosie tends to play, if he's anywhere nearby, things are going nuclear today. He's warning them but no one hears. Cue catastrophic atmosphere. Characters played by Jared Harris are often associated with nuclear disaster. So maybe don't let these guys near your town, cause maybe it'll blow up or there'll be a total meltdown. And I'm not saying it's Jared's fault directly. Maybe the casting director for Chernobyl was a major Resident Evil film fan, and had just watched Resident Evil Apocalypse and loved every word out of Jared Harris's lips. From secret labs to reactor cores to corporate lies and hidden wars, it's not his fault, but still it's weird whenever he shows up. Be a little bit scared.